Yeah, I know, I should have released this on Slenderman's 17th year anniversary, but some stuff happened. There are a lot of Slenderman videos on YouTube. Most of these videos follow the same formula. They mention the Something Awful thread, then talk about marble hornets, ignoring all the other notable series, then the 8 pages, skip to the Wisconsin incident, and then skip straight to Sony Man. The Slenderman community is dead and nobody likes him anymore. Like and subscribe, and be sure to check out my sponsor that totally isn't a scam. Even when videos don't follow this formula, there's always something they often ignore. The games. Shortly after the 8 pages exploded in popularity, there were hundreds of clones trying to copy its success. While some stuck very close to the original formula, others were entirely different, forming their own identity instead. And yet, nobody seems to talk about them anymore. When people do bring up these games, it's rarely positive, either dismissing them entirely or just as a quick joke. Are these games as bad as people claim? Or is there a diamond in the rough? I think there's only one way I could find out. I'm going to play every Slender game ever made. Not just the official ones, not just the popular ones, every single game that I could find. I went on GameJolt, itch.io, IndieDB, and downloaded everything. Stuff that was only available on archive.org? Downloaded. Stuff that could only be found through shady MediaFire links? Downloaded. There are some games as of right now that I just can't play. Some just aren't available anymore. The internet is not as sturdy of a foundation as people often think. These games just fell through the cracks. Others I just don't have a way to play right now. For instance, Slender Rising, one of the most popular mobile Slender games made and one of the few to have a Wikipedia page. I can't play it right now. I got no iPhone. But how exactly would I define a Slenderman game? Well, that's easy. It's just any game about Slenderman. However, there are some games that aren't about Slenderman, yet he sometimes appears, either as an Easter egg, or just because the dev felt like it. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to be including these games. However, there are some games I'm going to be playing that don't have Slenderman at all. This is because they still play like Slender the 8 pages. Baldi's Basics might not seem like a Slender clone at first, but it's still very similar to Slender the 8 pages. It just has a bunch of other stuff added on top of it. But what was the first Slender game? That's not an easy question to answer. I imagine a lot of the people watching this would say that Slender the 8 pages was the first Slender game, but that answer doesn't make much sense if you think about it. Slenderman was created on June of 2009, and the 8 pages came out in 2012. That's about a 3-year gap. By 2011, there were already several YouTube series, blogs, and parodies being made about it. Even the song by Zip Zipper was made around this time. There was already a Gary's Mod add-on made around this time too. It just doesn't make sense that there weren't any games made before the 8 pages, and that's because there was. Other people watching this would know that in 2011, there was a Game Maker game based off of Marble Hornets, created by game dev Zach, also known as Green Meteor Team. Various YouTubers have even made videos about this game, and almost all of them claim this was the first.
Welcome to the original Slender game, I'm pretty sure.
This one is called Slenderman. The other one was called Slender. This is the first one.
This is a game made back in 2011, and so I'm gonna call this the original Slenderman game.
But how do we know that it actually was the first? It's possible there could have been something made before it. After searching on the internet for a while, I did end up finding something. Although various sources claim it's from 2009, I don't think that's the case. Slender Invasion is a mobile Java game that's supposedly from 2009. Just ignore the fact that it says 2010 down there, and also it doesn't say 2009 anywhere on the page I downloaded it. The game has 3 modes: Waves, Survival, and Missions, the last one being the game's main campaign. The description, translated from Spanish, reads,
"This is a Resident Evil Uprising hack, but with Slenderman. Cologne 3. Story: a convict escapes from prison and takes refuge in a laboratory. To his surprise, the laboratory was making clones of Slenderman. Accidentally, the convict frees the clones, and now you must try to survive the nightmare."
Slender Invasion is a very simple game. Kill X amount of Slendermen until you get to the next level. However, I kept struggling at the second stage. You have to kill 3 Slender clones only using your knife. That might sound easy, but this game is really janky. The Slender clones take your health way quicker than you can take theirs. Even if you do end up killing one, you'll barely have any health. In the first stage, after you kill a Slender clone, you usually get ammunition or health, but that didn't happen in the second stage. Sometimes I don't even think I was damaging them, and any time that I did kill a Slender clone, I think it was just pure dumb luck. After several attempts, I just got bored and stopped playing. The only source that this game is from 2009 is from a channel called Evolution Access, and I'm almost certain that this is just a content farm. These channels are known for just making shit up. Not only that, many of the files in the game are dated 2012. All of these files were obviously edited from the original Resident Evil Uprising. This same dev has another Slender game. This one is very clearly just a port of the 8 pages. It even uses assets from the Arrival. The files of this game are from 2014. None of these things disprove that Slender Invasion was from 2009, but it's still very suspicious. Personally, I think this game came out shortly after the 8 pages instead of 2009. That just makes much more sense to me. There is one other game I want to talk about. It definitely doesn't count as a Slenderman game, but I do think it counts as one of the first Slender games. This one is fairly well documented too. Hyde was created by Andrew Shoodice, known for the game Tunic, and released sometime in July of 2011. The game was made for a pageant hosted on the now-defunct game dev forum Super Friendship Club. The game opens up in a snowy forest, with the main character heavily breathing. Eventually, you'll hear a single piano note play in the distance. Once you get close enough, you'll see a page numbered 1 to 5. Each page says murder, persecution, torture, starvation, and rape. After collecting a page, officers with flashlights will start to patrol the area. The sound they make is heavily distorted radio chatter. After 3 pages, a helicopter with a searchlight will also hunt you down. After finding all the pages, you still end up getting caught. However, there's a message at the end that says, "You found all the locations. Unfortunately for you, as for many, your fight was in vain. You will be brought to justice, and they will never be." The end. While nothing is outright stated, it's implied that your character is a death row inmate escaping prison, each page representing a crime they committed. Hyde's main mechanic is hiding, temporarily letting you get away from anything after you. You might think that makes the game easier, but it actually doesn't. You aren't just worrying about one thing after you. This and the game's aesthetic make it stand out. Other Slender games go for a semi-realistic look. Hyde is simplistic and pixelated, making the game feel dreamlike. While various sources claim this was the inspiration for the 8 pages, Parsec himself has never said anything about it. It's possible for 2 people to come up with the same idea. Even though I spoiled the entire game, I still think you should play it. Despite some well-known YouTubers playing the game, Hyde never got as much attention as its contemporaries. Today, the game is almost entirely forgotten. Download links to Hyde and all the other games mentioned in this series will be in the description. Hyde is not a Slenderman game. I tried looking for other Slenderman games made in 2011, but couldn't find anything. I did end up finding a video called Slenderman Stalks, where someone plays a game with something that looks like Slenderman, but I don't actually think it's supposed to be it. Slenderman was not the first scary tall guy in a suit. For now, the oldest known Slenderman game is on September 24th, 2011, 64Digits user Toast makes a post asking if people were interested in a Halloween game competition. The following day, Toast would announce Scary 4 Digits 2011. On October 7th, user Zach1790 would start developing his game for the competition. The game, originally named Operator, would be released at the end of the competition on October 31st. This is one of the few Slenderman games to take direct inspiration from Marble Hornets, adapting multiple scenes from the series, although it doesn't actually follow the same story. Instead, the game uses these events to tell its own. The game opens with the player stranded on a road after failing to start their car. Walking down the road, you'll find a 2-story house, although only 1 story is accessible. The house is littered with birthday decorations, 1 banner at the entrance, and another by the kitchen. There are also party hats on the table. Walking into the kitchen, both a cake and a child will appear, and you'll hear this. In reverse, it sounds like this.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex.
Alex Crayley is the main antagonist of Marble Hornets. After a short amount of time, Slenderman will appear beside the child, and the candles on the cake will start to go out, before Slenderman vanishes alongside Alex. If you wait for too long, Slenderman will either spawn in the house or will spawn outside and open the glass door. Slenderman will teleport near the player's view and slowly chase them. Looking at Slenderman for too long will cause static to fill the screen and the FOV to change. Slenderman's design in this game is somewhat different from how he's normally depicted, with broader shoulders and a much more triangular body. His tie is gray, with a light gray undershirt. Also, his sprite is shorter than it appears in-game. There's a bug where the sprite is rendered at its default height, making it look like Slenderman is floating. Wandering in the house, you'll find a VHS tape labeled "Watching You" and a TV. After putting in the tape, someone wearing a mask attacks you. Masky's design in this game is very different. They seem to be wearing a black full-body lycra suit, and their mask has a much angrier expression. There's another glitch, albeit a rare one, where the game keeps spawning proxies over and over. In the room that Masky was in, pages are strewn across the floor, and the second tape, labeled "Go," lying on a bed. You can also find a compass on the ground. The tape shows a red tower with the text "Go" above it. At this point, you'll see the worst part of the game. The running. I think Zach was trying to emulate the look of a handheld camera, but it just makes my head hurt. You need to turn a crank to open the door as the Slenderman is right behind you. Inside is a raven, wearing a mask. Can animals be proxies? Is that a thing? It's also holding a key, and you need to chase it until the bird poofs into a cloud of smoke. The key is used to unlock a room with the final tape, alone, and a pistol. The tape shows a picture of a gun with the text, "Do you want to be alone?" To finish the game, you need to shoot 2 proxies and the Slenderman. After that, the game fades to black and a message says, "They're gone now. Finally, I won." The ending feels rushed, and I don't like the idea of killing Slenderman. Sadly, this won't be the last time we see that. I can't really blame Zach, though. According to a comment he left on the game's trailer, his brother got into a car accident while he was making the game, so he rushed to finish it. Ultimately, I think the game is fine for what it is. For a game made in a month for a contest, it could have been worse. Zach actually started working on a remake of this game back in 2022. Unfortunately, nothing's been posted since. I'm not sure whether or not Zach is still working on the game, but he did release a demo. I'll get to that at some point. Similar to Hyde, this game has a very dreamlike feel to it, but it's less to do with how the game looks, and more to do with what happens in it. I actually have some attachment to this game. It was one of my first exposures to Slenderman. This definitely isn't going to be the best game I play, but to be honest, it's probably the best one made in Game Maker. And that concludes the first episode in this series. In the next video, I'll be covering a game everyone should recognize, and I'll be fixing some mistakes I made in the past. If you liked what you saw, then like and subscribe. And if you have any game suggestions, leave them down in the comments. See ya!